Hello and welcome to K-Stop Fuse's #1 K-pop podcast, and in fact it's Fuse's only K-pop podcast, which means it is #1. Hey guys, I'm Jeff Benjamin, and I am joined by the #1 flower girl in all of Fuse, Tina Zhu.
Aw, hey y'all, welcome back.
Yes. How's it going, everybody? We're feeling good. We've had this is now episode 5. Having so much fun talking with you guys. You know, of course, you can interact with us in so many different ways. You can leave. You guys have done an amazing job with this. Actually, you guys leave comments on Fuse.tv on the episodes. You leave them on iTunes. We see them on Twitter when you guys use the hashtag KStop. Please keep them coming because, as we always say, you guys are as much of this show as we are.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is our 5th week.
Yes. It's true.
It's crazy.
Number
I remember
5.
being super nervous for the debut episode. I mean, I still get nervous every week, but starting to get a bit more comfortable and not as nervous as usual. So
and we're so happy that you guys have grown with us, and you know we're really proud of the response we've gotten so far. So thank you for tuning in every week and growing with us. We're really happy and very proud and excited that you guys are excited about it too.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Thank you very much. So let's kick it off with some of this week's comments, and we wanted to first. Shout out a really nice comment that we got from last week's episode. It was actually specifically about the new the CL interview in particular. We said someone wrote to us, "OMG, your commentary is so cool, well thought out. Also, Fuse has been with 21 since like 2001, 2012, so y'all should get props when CL debuts." Which is so true because yes, Fuse did this. Actually, it's really really fun interview. You guys should actually check it out. Maybe we can put it. We'll put it in the on the page if we can find it. But Fuse interviewed 21 for the very first time when they first came to America on their first U.S. tour. And it was really fun to see that you get to see all 4 members. They talk about like Bomb talks about eating watermelon, and they all talk about their eating habits. There's a lot of fun stuff in that in that interview in particular. So yeah, it's so true that Fuse should definitely get their props when CL. Because if you guys remember from the last week's episode, we included a little interview snippet of CL talking about her experience in New York Fashion Week this week. So that was our little
It's really great to see our girl grow from, a few years ago killing it with 21, and now she's, killing it in the States, going solo. So excited to see where things go from here for CL.
There's more coming as we can't say anything more. But yes, thank you for Renata Rangini for leaving that comment. Apologize if we kind of screwed up your name. This next comment comes from Twitter. Rachel Bouye. Again, sorry if I'm mangling all these names.
We are 2 for 2 today.
Yes. She wrote to me on Twitter, and she said, she wrote, "I know companies want to be successful, and the guys/girls want to perform, but at what cost is it for a small company to be big? There's a huge amount of K-pop groups always debuting. Soompi has videos every year, and there's groups I've never even heard of. Why so many?" So Rachel brought up this awesome thing that Soompi.com, which is like one of the longest running K-pop websites like ever. I think, actually their little like punchline is that they were around before Google even existed, which is kind of interesting. But every year they do a video, like a montage of all the new groups, K-pop groups that debuted. And there's dozens and dozens of groups that in this montage of the boy bands and the girl groups. And it's really interesting because there's all these new groups that come every year. And if you think about K-pop, it is quite a small, even if a group doesn't seem successful, to us, the fact that, international audiences and new groups have even recognized them says something. And the fact that like you get on television or you're performing on music programs says something, which is very interesting. And I think what Rachel's kind of wondering is that, this has got to be a huge expense. A lot of these groups don't just have 3 members. It's usually more in like 6, 8, 9. And it probably does, we don't have specifics about numbers or cost or anything, but it's really interesting to think about. Actually, that comment reminded me, and I look. You guys got to see this montage. We can put it on Fuse.tv of just all the groups that debuted last year. But if you think about how competitive of an industry this is, and how many people there are involved in it, and how many companies want to get big, the fact when a group even gets recognized with like a top 40 single, or like even their name is slightly recognizable, even if they're not successful, the ultimate terms of success that we think of, hitting top 10, getting topping the charts or whatever,
winning a music show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those things, those are clearly like the top tier, like and that's when a group has really made it. But I would almost argue it's kind of interesting to think about groups that made it that we're just even recognized means something so much more than all these other groups that have debuted. So it's an interesting little commentary to check out there. And then our next comment came from the Marnicle, left on our iTunes page, and this one was really sweet. It made us really happy. She wrote,
"Oh yeah, Jeff got a specific shout out. I'm going to read this one. Okay, this podcast is perfect. I enjoy all the segments, and none of them feel too short or too long. Plus, Jeff Benjamin is my favorite K-pop writer, so more of his solid, qualified opinions can't be a bad thing." That is so nice.
Well, thank you, the Marnicle. We love you.
Jeff has many fans out there. He is just one of many. But no, this is definitely a very warranted comment.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, and that's the thing too, is that if something ever felt too long or too short, or you guys are like, hey, we wanted to hear more of that, or like cut this part.
Right.
We read everything. We want to get feedback and stuff. Yeah, we want to know what you guys think, because we want to make the show cater to you, the listener, the audience, and we just have so much fun stuff to show you guys. So we can only keep it in a little small segments or a little small podcast. So the higher the quality, the better. So thank you so much for these awesome comments. Just before we get into our regular segments of the week, I got a little tea. About do people say tea still anymore?
I don't know.
But I'm gonna say tea because I think people don't say tea anymore, and it's funny to me. But I just gotta say, I gave the slightest hint. If you're really a good sleuth detective about this on Twitter, actually. But there's a new group coming to the U.S. soon on a tour. They're going East Coast, West Coast. It's gonna be a good one. It's someone who it's a group maybe we haven't seen in America for a hot moment, or maybe hasn't come all the way east yet. But I'm really excited for this tour. There's going to be something fun coming soon, and Fuse will definitely be doing something exciting with them.
Ooh.
So, and I think Tina will actually be really excited about this group. So that's all I'm going to say right now. That's all the tea you guys are going to get, okay? But the other tea of this episode in particular is that I don't know why we didn't kick off with this, but we had a very special guest on this episode as well, when we talked to Infinite, who was in town earlier this year in their Infinite Effect World Tour, their second World Tour. And we have a really fun segment with them later in the show, so you guys should stay tuned for that.
And there's another tea, actually.
More tea.
Isn't there a birthday girl we should give a shout out to?
Oh, yes. Yesterday was Taeyeon of Girls' Generation's birthday.
Isn't it the 9th?
Right, but everyone's getting this on the.
Oh, right. My bad.
I
forget that we're recording this a day before.
Yes.
And right now it's the 9th in Korea, in the midnight hours. So she's celebrating her birthday right now.
Yes.
But when this posts.
Yes.
Right. It would have been yesterday.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. Right. So technically.
But it would be her birthday in the States when this posts. So we should be saying happy birthday today, Taeyeon. We're figuring this out. This always trips us up.
This is time travel. We're literally traveling in time right now. Yeah. And we're going to Taeyeon's
13, 14 hours ahead, so.
Yes. Okay. Amazing point. Yeah. I'm getting tripped up in my own time traveling world.
Either way, it's her birthday somewhere when
yes.
this posts.
When you hear this, it is Taeyeon's birthday, and you guys can actually go to Fuse.tv right now and see a gallery that we made to celebrate her birthday. She's, we actually made this really fun best Instagram shots, because of course she's one of the biggest I think she's one of the biggest K-pop stars on Instagram. She has 6.3 million followers, which honestly is a lot more than a lot of Western stars.
Right.
Look at some of the numbers. This girl has a lot of people following her.
Right.
So we went through, picked some of our favorites. You guys can click through that. We'll include a link on Fuse.tv.
Yeah.
Please check it out because we make fun K-pop content for you guys.
And she'll be turning 27 or 28 in Korea.
Right.
Since they're a year old when they're born. So
yes.
Yeah.
So and she's the oldest member of Girls' Generation, correct?
Is.
Yeah, because she's their
Their
leader. So yes, Taeyeon, who created one of our favorite songs of last year, her solo song "I." We love that one. So happy birthday, Taeyeon! Keep making incredible music. Stay happy.
Yes.
We love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, but that's all the tea we got for
Yes.
you for this to kick off this episode. And now we're going to go into to one of my favorite sections, the music section, where we get to talk about new music that is hitting the K-pop scene. And this actually was a quieter week, but still nonetheless filled with quality. So we're going to get right into it. First one who came back very recently is Lehigh. Lehigh, the female soloist under YG Entertainment, home to, of course, Big Bang, 21, Psy, of course. And she had released she came off a singing competition, and she was sort of plucked by YG, and he said, now you are our artist, and we're going to help mold you, and we're going to help, work with you. So she was right off the bat really popular. In 2012, released some very soul-inspired, funk-inspired pop songs. Had a lot of number ones, and then released her first EP not too long after that, where she released some of my favorite songs of that year. Rose was this really nice melancholy ballad.
Yeah, I loved 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the single that really got me.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's probably my go-to for her.
Interesting. I wasn't sure if you'd like that one or not.
I love it.
Okay. And then she also had It's Over, which was another sort of that funky sound as well.
Yeah, she really does that pop funk with a bit of hip hop tied in really well.
Yeah. So she that's how she kind of came to us. And now, well, oh my gosh, it's been nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
Which is kind of remarkable.
Almost exactly 3 years, because she released her first album in March the same week in 2013.
Oh, well.
And I was thinking maybe she is a March baby and find out she's actually born in September. So I don't really know the whole strategy behind that, but it looks like
It looks like springtime.
She aims at March.
It's the right time for Lehigh, who is now back with so she did this the last time. She released kind of an EP, the first half of the album, and then a couple weeks later released the second half of the album. But she's doing that again. It's called Soulite, is the soul with the SEOUL, as in Seoul, capital of South Korea. And she's back with the single, which is Breathe. And she released a music video for that, as well as another music video for another song on the EP called Hold My Hand.
Right.
So let's get in first to Breathe, which is the kind of her playing to her more ballady sentiments.
Right. That is the soul, just straight up ballad on the EP. And what did you think of it? I thought it was just very standard comfort zone for her.
Totally.
She has those pipes to pull it off.
She has a knack for that sound.
Right.
It certainly fits her very well.
Right.
I can't say I was blown away per se.
We've heard ballads like this.
Yeah.
A lot in K-pop.
Right. I love her tone. She has a really nice tone to it. It always is on the verge of going to some really raw rasp, but it somehow keeps this sort of lovely timbre throughout it all. I love that about her voice in particular.
Right.
The music video too was kind of almost, I thought, paired quite nicely with how the song was in itself, because it's just,
I agree with
again,
that.
kind of naturey, calming, kind of lots of cityscapes.
Right.
Have you been to Seoul?
I have.
Yeah. So it was kind of nice to see those like lots of city views. If you've never been to Seoul, definitely take a look at it because it's kind of like a nice look at just sort of how the city is and the buildings, and you get a nice sense of how it is. It's all filmed at sunset. There's some really nice colors going on.
Really gorgeous scenery.
Yeah, so it's nice. That would certainly be nice for someone who maybe hasn't seen Seoul or a new viewer who might want to check that out.
It surprised me that they went with this as the main comeback single.
I agree.
The other title track, Hold My Hand, is a bit funkier, but I was surprised that they went with something so soft, since usually with comebacks they try to go a little harder.
Right.
Maybe something that is maybe sonically a bit more memorable.
Yeah. I agree. And I think YG, though, in particular, has been sort of favoring the sort of mellower sounds recently. Like, look at Winner, who kind of like, look at Icon originally came out with this sort of like slower hip-hoppy song. I think YG is sort of like, they're at least trying out this like seeing the more slower the more slower sounds,
things a bit more mellow.
Yeah, that's how Big Bang kicked off their comeback last year too, with the more slow. It seems like the reintroductions, because most of their artists kind of take a longer break, it seems like. I wonder if that's their thing. I've been thinking about this, like come back with like something a little more mellow, a little more softer, ease back in before smashing us on the head with like the bang bang bangs, or like
that's a fair assessment,
or the things like that. So, but in addition to Breathe, there was also Hold My Hand that was revealed, and I love this music video in particular. I loved all the 8-bit interpolation, if that's the correct word, that goes in there. She had a lot of some questionable looks, but some really cute looks that I loved, and I was like, that is a brilliant
when the video first started, I was like, oh, here we go, this is gonna be either a hot mess or I'm gonna like it, and I ended up liking it. It was a good mix of live action and footage of her being cute, surrounded by the 8-bit hearts and whatnot that you mentioned earlier.
I loved her little friends in there too. That was so fun.
It wasn't overkill, which I appreciated.
No, like she clearly like looks more, she's only 19, but she's quite she looks way more mature than she did before. I love what there were a lot of like really fun looks in there, but nothing that felt like oh my gosh, like she's an adult, she's 19, but at the same time there wasn't anything that I was like, oh gosh, gag me, or like this is so like so cutesy that I'm gonna like throw up. No,
and the song fit the video well. I was thinking earlier, I was telling Jeff earlier how it sounded very kind of Meghan Trainor pop funk to me, and which is surprising for me since I'm not the biggest Meghan Trainor fan. I'm sorry if there are Meghan Trainor fans out there. Megatrons. She just like never did it for me, but I can hear that kind of sonically very similar things going on there. And I think it's a good song. Yeah,
you know what? Now that I think about it, 1, 2, 3 and songs and like It's Over were very. Megan. Well, granted, Lehigh came out way before Meghan Trainor, so I wonder if there's this conspiracy theory here. But just like that very soul funk pop sort of sound. But I'm really excited to see what she brings out with Soulite. Tableau from Epic High, they worked extensively on this album, and there's a lot of things to be seen from it. And then YG CEO was saying like, we're breaking it up so she can have more time to promote, be on like music shows longer, show more sides of her. So I'm excited what other content is to come.
I'm hoping that she gets to promote a couple of the other tracks on the EP. She has a bit more of that kind of R&B hip-hop vibe to both the opening track and the closing track. The opening track features Mino from Winner. And that one has a real feel-good hip-hop vibe to it, and I just really, really love that song. That's probably my favorite on the album.
I hope we get to see that live.
And the last one, sorry kiddies, cover your ears, it's called Fuck With Us.
Explicit language.
And it features Doki, who, of course, has also close ties to Tableau.
And he's killing it right now.
It's like an edgier, soulful track. Not totally full-blown rap and hip-hop, but definitely heavily influenced by that.
And I wonder, with these sort of like more, I'm struggling for the right word right now, but like the more kind of in-your-face tracks, the fact that they're album tracks is kind of interesting, rather than, and they kind of went for a more mellower, familiar sound and feel for her actual comeback singles, like what the public would kind of see. So that's kind of interesting. There's like gems hidden inside.
Yeah,
almost, so.
I think it's a very well-rounded album in general, and I'm excited to hear the second half of it.
Yeah.
So, did they release the official release date for the full album?
I think it's kind of been a little vague.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be by the end of March, like she did for the first album.
She's a March baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. Lehigh is going to be at South by Southwest, which is so exciting. We're actually going to have
March
a reporter
is a big
there.
month for her.
Yeah, go Lehigh. Hopefully we'll have something cool to show you guys. Can't make any promises yet, of course, but hopefully we'll have something cool to show you guys from in Austin. So yeah, Lehigh, welcome back. We're happy you're back.
Yay!
Next up, and last but not least, actually, the music's been a little slow, but we have a collaboration between... Tina, you want to introduce this one for us?
Yeah, this is Jimin from AOA, who is the rapper of the group, and Xiumin from EXO.
Yes. In a new collaboration, kind of collaborations have kind of been quite trendy lately in K-pop. We've been seeing a lot of them, and they came together for this sort of. I'm actually kind of struggling how to describe the genre first and foremost, because she kind of even moves from rapping to kind of singing along, and he's kind of going for, he sort of handles more of the vocals per se, but they're kind of going in and out of one another, and it's I was surprised at how this track came together. It was not what I was expecting.
And the track, of course, is Call You Bae.
Yes.
And they are incorporating one of, I guess, our favorite words from a couple years ago, bae.
Oh, bae. Yeah. Bae is a big one in K-pop right now. Bae, of course, Big Bang song last year. And it's kind of interesting because, she has been the rapper of the group. Is very has this very when you hear her, it's a very distinct rap rap technique.
Right, but you wouldn't necessarily assume that about her if this had been the first time you ever listened to her.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, that's a great point. She, and Jimin was on what is really popular Korean reality shows. It's called Unpretty Rap Star, where they pitted female rappers against one another, and she was actually one of the more girls that lean more towards pop because she's in a pop group. There are a lot of underground rappers or a lot of solo rappers there, but she kind of came out with some really hard-hitting stuff, and I think it actually was quite a good move for her. Because
and she does not, if you look at a photo of her, she does not look like someone who would rap. She's 25 and looks really little.
She looks really little.
She's super adorable.
Yeah. Oh, I actually got to meet her. It was actually a fun story. Real quick side story.
Ooh.
I visited when I was in Seoul. Actually, I visited FNC Entertainment's headquarters.
Okay.
That's their record label, and she was there by herself, with some managers or talking about things. And it was really cute because she was just there, without any makeup, clearly wasn't expecting to say hello to anyone. Just kind of there for work, and she was really nice, and she remembered me because we actually met at KCON a couple months prior.
That's so sweet.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I don't have any makeup on." I'm like, "Oh, you look beautiful."
Right.
Sorry
that I'm fresh faced, Jack.
Yeah, no. It was really cute actually because she was making an effort to trying to present herself well, even though clearly she's just we walk around the office and we're sorry everybody, rough night last night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
she
for
made
the way
an
I look.
attempt to engage and
because it's technically just her workspace, and here I am invading it. So it was really sweet and nice.
That's nice to hear.
So I'm happy she got this solo opportunity.
And it's a super cute duet. The video's adorable.
Oh,
they have personified emojis throughout the video.
Yeah, the emojis.
It's so cute.
Yes, yeah, and actually it's kind of I was wondering if this would I was actually very curious at how fans would take AOA and EXO kind of combining together because because they these are two really big groups from kind of competitive agencies, and then here they are working together. Right. So and even the single, if you look at the single cover, this is a very minor point, but in the single cover they're you see their bodies and they're spliced in half. Their tops are spliced in half, but then there is one photo of them actually holding hands. So I was wondering if fans would get defensive or be what does this mean? But
but it wasn't full blown implying any. Yeah.
No, exactly. So I'm a fan.
I think it's really cute. It's usually I don't go for very cutesy kind of poppy songs, but I think they did a good job with this one.
Yeah, good duet. Good decision, whoever decided that one.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So that's our music section. Of course, you guys can listen to all the songs that we talk about in a YouTube playlist that's at the bottom of every post that we do. And because we want to hear what you guys have to think. Let us know if you liked it, if you didn't like it.
Yeah, I particularly am interested in what everyone thinks of Ehai's album.
Yeah.
Not just the title tracks, but
Yeah.
her more kind of hip-hop, R&B stuff. Let us know what you think, if you prefer that over the ballad or vice versa.
Because we know
We're
you
curious.
guys aren't just listening to the singles either. You guys
Yeah.
listen to the full albums.
Of course.
So are we. Hit us up. I don't think we mentioned our Twitters yet, actually. But real quick, if you guys don't know them yet, I am at Jeff__Benjamin on Twitter.
And I am at hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Yes. Don't forget it. And follow us. And use the K-Stop hashtag. You can use all these ways to get in touch with us.
Yep, we're here.
All right. Time to get into some charts. Let's see what's trending on the charts right now.
All right.
Which is, of course, we're going to look at the top 5 K-pop songs that are on the top 5 charts. I'm getting all tongue-tied. But on the U.S. iTunes K-pop page. And here are the top 5 songs in America
Dun, dun, dun.
right now. Number 5, without fail, this song is always on the top 5. It's 4 Minutes. Hates.
Yeah.
Still trending high. That's incredible.
Good.
Yeah. It's clearly America is liking this song. So, and I think it's been on every episode.
Yes.
So, congratulations, 4 Minute. You're still there.
Our goal is to mention 4 Minute at least once in every episode.
Yeah, apparently. Come on. Number 4 is Always by Yoon Mi-rae. And this was actually...
Yeah, okay.
This was a this is a song that she created for a soundtrack for a television show. And Yoon Mi-rae's kind of, even though she initially came out as like a rapper, or she was actually one of the very first people to bring hip hop and rap to Korea. She's one of like very early purveyors. She has also been known as like sort of this ballad queen too. So
Yeah.
Always is kind of new for that as
Right.
well. So Yoon
It's
Mi-rae.
great to see her on the charts.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see America, because usually we wouldn't be so into ballads, but she's,
Right.
it's clearly doing quite well. Number 3, this was last week's number 1, actually. It's You're the Best by Mamamoo, the sort of very trendy, very funky
Yep.
girl group of the
Still
moment.
killing it. Still doing well.
Number 2, Taemin's Press Your Number.
Holding steady.
Holding steady. He's doing quite well still. We, of course, if you guys remember, I think it was episode 2, we initially talked about his solo comeback. The Bruno Mars assisted comeback, of course. Still doing quite well. And then would you look at that, number 1, Call You Bae, Jimin of AOA featuring
wow.
Xiumin of EXO.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Plot twist.
Yeah, I mean, EXO, of course, is huge
Yes.
in America, in terms of K-pop acts. They filled out Prudential Center. If you guys didn't check it out, actually, I did this little essay/analysis about kind of where EXO sort of is in their career in America. I kind of give a review of the show, but I also talked about, EXO as a whole in America. Check it out if you guys are interested.
Yeah, it's a great read.
Would love to hear what you guys think. But yeah, I think the fact that this is number 1 right now is very indicative of kind of where AOA stand, or sorry, where
Absolutely.
EXO stands, I should say. And that song came out 5 days ago.
Yeah,
so.
good for them.
So that's your weekly chart update from your friends at Fuse. Cool. So real quick, we're gonna get into our favorite section of the week. Well, I love all the sections. I say this every week. But deep cuts, where we talk about a topic kind of trending around the K-pop scene right now, and we want to give some love right now to Brown Eyed Girls, who are celebrating their 10 years together right now, their 10th anniversary. Brown Eyed Girls is one of the longest lasting girl groups, right?
Yes.
Or K-pop acts in general. They have always been, they've really always been focused on, similar to kind of what Mamamoo is being called as, but like having very no filler members, being very all about talent, focusing on talent, but also like being very forefront in like their sexuality, being very unapologetic. You know, they were one of the first groups that really made sexy successful.
Right.
If you guys look back to Abracadabra,
the iconic Abracadabra.
Yeah, we're like, you know, of course it might sound kind of silly if you're a Western listener, but there was this hip shaking dance that was a huge sensation in Korea at the time, and it was literally just sort of.
Oh my gosh, that
hips.
was everywhere. That was, I think that was released in 2009. They debuted in 06, but I believe that single came out in 2009, and that was everywhere. Like in K-Town in New York, that was everywhere, and like I just did not stop seeing that dance or hearing that song.
Great song, great album, by the way. Sound G, I believe is the album called. And yeah, Brown Eyed Girls is definitely up there for me. We'll include some choice Brown Eyed Girls cuts in the YouTube playlist. But you know, their last album last year, it was called Basic, but it was really anything but basic. I thought it was so good. So many like interesting things there. I was a huge fan of Sixth Sense, if you remember that single.
Love Sixth Sense.
Like they just always really tried to up their game. Always
they really
went
try
higher.
To push the boundaries a lot. Yeah,
and very just unapologetically. Like there's this, you know, you guys got to have some. Yeah, I really can't say enough about Brown Eyed Girls.
Right. I appreciate that. You know, they're very soulful and R&B, but they're willing to try different genres. They really, I mean, granted, what really kind of solidified them in K-pop history is a song that's more electronica, but you know they are very, that just proves how versatile they are.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know, something that so kind of the topic that we kind of want to explore a little bit. So after our gushing, now, well, something that's this news item that's been floating around is that, you know, according to reports, Brown Eyed Girls is the only girl group to last 10 years, or it might be overall K-pop group to last 10 years without any member changes. And of course, in K-pop is, you know, just last week we were talking about how Day 6 lost a member, potentially, allegedly, due to possibly dating a fan.
Right, and they had just debuted, you know, a few months ago.
Yeah, literally within months. These girls have spent 10 years together, and no membership changes, seemingly no fights. I mean, this group, I think, has worked quite well in the sense that they don't have a crazy release schedule. They more or less take like 2 years in between albums, which I think is quite healthy.
Right, so they don't, because you can't, it's very easy to burn out in K-pop.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And you know, and the thing is too, and you know, this is kind of going back a little history, but Tina brought up this really interesting point that they're not necessarily known as having some standout visual member or some big like member that you always look at or anything like that. And actually, Brown Eyed Girls actually debuted, they call this like a faceless group. They actually debuted, like they just put their songs out and you didn't know what they looked like. It was sort of, you were supposed to focus on their vocals and their talents, which is an interesting concept, but in this day and age where everything's, you know, looked at and everything is so like
and you juxtapose that with groups who, there are certain groups where one member is just designated as the visual of the group, and that kind of, I've never been a huge fan of that because that kind of undermines their position from the very beginning, and just like, don't expect too much from this member. They're just pretty.
They're literally just pretty.
Right. I mean,
are you guys okay with that?
I mean, I have nothing against members who are just happen to be good looking and they're talented, but I think when you right off the bat designate one member as the, what they call the visual member of the group, and kind of just like divvy up the roles like that, it kind of makes everyone lose focus a little. And I think that with groups like and I think that, you know, with groups like Brown Eyed Girls and also with Big Bang, who has you know, their 10-year anniversary is coming up, and they debuted not necessarily as a good looking group. Like I remember when they debuted through their documentary, or after their documentary, people were complaining, why aren't there any like straight up good looking members in here? Which is surprising because to a lot of fans, there are a lot of good looking members in there, but they're not what we would traditionally call pretty visual members, you know, relative to other K-pop acts.
No, totally. Yeah, 100%. And, you know, you also Big Bang, no membership changes throughout it all, too. So it's kind of an interesting little trend Tina picked up, I would say. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I think, you know, you should just focus on the music. And granted, they are, you know, not everyone debuts with the same kind of, I guess, mission and promotion style.
Sure. Yeah. But I always like to remind people of this, too, is that, you know, at its core, this is a kid or this is a person who wanted to perform and be on stage and wants to show some type of artistic side to him or her. So I do think that's it's almost undermining is a good word. Is that like it almost might undermine their performance, like aspirations or whatever.
Right. It undermines them, but also at the same time, when you focus on one member's looks, it can essentially overshadow the group itself.
Yeah. No, 100%. I don't want to name any names right now, but you guys, I think, can pick up, who might be that in certain groups or which kind of groups have sort of fallen victim to that.
Right.
And I think it's ultimately to the detriment of the group.
Right. And fans they're not stupid. They can pick up on authenticity and what's fake and what's real.
Exactly. And then I think the group almost loses a little focus in their releases and whatnot. So.
Right.
Yeah, but we're happy for Brown Eyed Girls. We're happy they're still here. Hopefully they keep making music together. Nothing changes, and love them. I'll include some of my favorites.
Congrats, girls, on making it through a decade.
Yeah! To 10 more years.
10 more years, BG.
BG, yes. Cool. So, yes, that was our... that is mostly what we got for you today, except for one last little surprise. So when Infinite, as we mentioned earlier, our special guest Infinite, when they were in town for the second time they were actually in New York City for their Infinite Effect World Tour. This was the New York City stop. We had an interview with them. You guys can read that on Fuse.tv, or hopefully you did. A couple weeks back, but now we have this fun section that we wanted to show you guys, and we asked them, we asked each member, and you guys will get to hear their voices in just a second. Hold steady, but we said, what song would you recommend to fans, or what's your favorite song at the moment right now? So we have each member talking for a little bit. So first off, we're going to kick it off with Woohoon, and here's what he had to say.
It's 우연. 저 같은 경우에는 클레이 에이킨의 Don't Save It All for Christmas Day라는 노래를 정말 좋아하는데
So Woohoon recommended to you guys Clay Aiken's Don't Save It All for Christmas Day. And he was actually still feeling that song because even though it wasn't still the holiday season, it was still,
just a couple weeks removed.
Yeah, it was still cold out. He was still feeling it. So he wanted to sort of express those, Christmas sentiments and that good holiday cheer to the fans. So pick up on that, feel that from Woohoon. Next up was Hoya, who had this to recommend to you guys.
저는 존 레전드의 All of Me라는 노래. 그 가사가
And an excellent choice in John Legend's All of Me, classic now ballad, R&B ballad. He said that it basically these are all kind of coming via translations through a translator that was there, but he said the song makes him really emotional and he makes him he feels like crying when he listens to it. So
reminds him of the fans.
Yes, yeah. So he loves.
Solid choice.
Very solid choice. Next up, we hear from Sungyu, the leader of Infinite.
저는 성규입니다. 저는 Radiohead의 High and Dry라는 노래를 좋아하는데.
And this was an unexpected choice.
Definitely unexpected.
But he said Radiohead's High and Dry. And he told me that when he was young, he wanted to feel good with his fans, and he wanted to express those good sentiments, and it's the song he listens to the most.
Wow.
So
Sungkyu's also been a bit more, he's always been more of an eclectic member with different tastes, so this surprises me, but also I think about it, I'm okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
And he's been a little more what's it called, rockier in his solo promotions even. So I love this next one. Dongwoo had an awesome choice for this. I can't wait for you guys to hear this. Here's Dongwoo.
저는 동우입니다. 저는 모라이어 캐리의 그 Touch My Body. Touch my body. How slow.
So, yes, of course he said Mariah Carey, Touch My Body. And he said they were unforgettable. It's the unforgettable lyrics that he
Yeah.
loved about this, and he's actually missing the touch from somebody
Oh,
right
my
now.
goodness.
So I don't know what he was
Woo!
hinting at right
Yeah.
there, but you know, Tong Woo, Mariah Carey, Touch My Body.
Wow.
Love it.
That's all I have to say. Wow.
I love that he told me that too. I was like, yes.
Yeah, he's very candid and open.
Yes, freaking love it. The next one is coming from the youngest member, the 막내, as they would say in K-pop, Sungjung. Here's what he had to say.
저 같은 경우에는 그 요즘 아델의 헬로 그 노래가 나왔는데 아델
So, huge song, of course, Adele's Hello. Everyone in the world knows this song. And he said that, you know, it's something he feels a lot from the lyrics of
Right. It is a very emotional song.
yeah,
so.
he said he really sympathizes it. He says he feels the same feelings as Adele. And he also said that he dreams of having her as like a guest on stage
Oh,
one day.
wow.
So
Yeah, this was quite the different answer from our previous answer.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I love these guys' different personalities.
Yeah.
Infinite was so fun, like such a fun interview. I just love all their different feelings. So now we'll get to L, who had this to say for his song recommendation.
이거 모든 곡인가요?
아무거나
그럼 저는 여기입니다. 저는 인피니트의 배드가 아니라 인피니트의 백을 굉장히 좋아하는데요.
And of course, he was recommending Back, which was one of Infinite's singles from 2014. One of my favorite Infinite songs, actually, like ever. I thought that song was really awesome. It like lots of blending of orchestra and electronic elements. And he said that's the song that fans sing along to on the hook. Of course, the back, 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 back song. It's
Yeah,
like,
Jeff, kill it.
yeah, that's me. So yeah, he wanted to recommend that for you guys in particular. And then last but not least, we have Sungyul, who had this to say for you all.
저 같은 경우는요. 아실지 모르겠지만 3년 전에 나왔던 헐트런이라고 가슴 뛴다가 있어요.
And we are pretty sure, you guys could kind of hear that he said heart run, but I think he was trying to give us the English translation to heartthrob or Heartbeat, which is the Infinite F song, which was a subunit of Infinite between him, L, and Sungjung. And he said that when he got this song, he felt his heart running, or his heart was like throbbing, and he
Intense.
Yeah, and he got the song and like he now feels like relaxed when he hears it. So, and they performed that at their show. It was a really great performance. They like were really cute. They were like giving like stuffed animals to the audience. Really cute stuff.
Yeah, they give good what they call fan service in K-pop,
Yes,
interacting
yes.
with the fans.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to hear them not only give recommendations of other artists' songs, but also their own songs.
Yeah, no, exactly. Infinite loves Infinite, so happy they were proud of it. So, but that's all we got for you guys today on this episode of K-Stop. Thank you as always
Thank
for tuning in.
you so much for tuning in.
Leave comments, iTunes, Fuse.tv, wherever you have you. On Twitter.
Hashtag K-Stop.
We love hearing you guys. So we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. This is Tina.
And this is Jeff. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.